In today's episode, we're introducing our latest vehicle, the ultimate pitmobile, which is going to accompany these cars every time we go to an event. We're back in the workshop, we're back from Ireland, and we made it. Those of you who watched the last video, you knew it finished on a bit of a cliffhanger because we got a terrible vibration, which actually turned out to be a really old tyre that had just decided to egg itself. But we had about 3 hours of absolutely shaking our teeth out.
Really?
Those of you who are new to the channel, if you haven't watched the video, my name's Axel, Axel.turbo, and these are my sweet, sweet race cars. We got the Rotorvet, which is a 2006 Chevrolet Corvette with a rotary swapped triple rotor turbo, making around 900 horsepower, which actually is the same engine we've now got in this Volvo, which is a 1989 Volvo 745, fully carbon Kevlar body, big ass Garrett G45 1500 turbo. We're making 900 horsepower on this one as well. It's pretty fast. When we're not drifting, we bought this thing last year. This is well, it's not a Volkswagen Beetle. It's called a Fun Cup car. It's an endurance racing machine. We'd raced like 4-hour races in it. It's a bit of fun and it kills a bit of time. And I get to do it with my dad, so that's pretty cool. But enough of these cars. Let's get the limo inside and see if it actually fits on the ramp. Yeah. Nice. But it's going to be cool with the Volvo next to the Volvo. I think we need a bigger workshop. Right, that was a mission, but let's go get the beast and see if she actually fits in on the ramp. Look at them. Look, they're friends already. What's better than one Volvo? 2 Volvos. And one, well, it's like 2.5 Volvos actually. This is very gangster.
Very gangster.
People are gonna think we have too much money when we turn up in this. That is the only problem. They'll think, God, this must have cost you like a limousine, like £500,000.
It's got Solax on the bonnet.
It does, yeah. I think
it's not beading very nicely.
It's not. It has no beading.
It actually just looks like a chalkboard.
This bit has a bit. It has got a wrap at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's not an Arlong quality wrap. So we're going to remove all the wrap and reveal what's underneath. We definitely have some fixing to do here because we've got a bit of a 3D design going on underneath. We can't have that. But should we see if it actually fits on the ramp first?
Yep.
It's in between the ramp, so see if we can get it on. This is not the first time I actually had this on full extension. Oh, it's perfect. How are you looking, Ben? I'm going on the jacking points.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. She's in the air!
She's in the air!
Yeah.
So, she does fit on the ramp, that's a good start. What do you think, Ben? Ben hasn't actually seen this. I told Ben we blew the budget on this one last year, so to do a new Volvo, we had to go a bit cheaper. I told him it was a mint vehicle that we're going to use as a race support. Is this what you imagined?
It's mint.
It is mint.
Oh, sweet puppy.
Oh, mommy!
Quick comparison. So
Yeah.
For example, this one's got its ECU in a
This one has
bag.
a ECU, is it a Tesco bag? Yeah, well, it's some sort of bag. So that's like a 30p nowadays bag. This one has the ECU inside the car. So that's one difference.
Actually sounds like that's more convenient. Actually.
That is more convenient. This one is more reachable when you're working on the engine. This one's a 4-cylinder. This one is only a 3 rotor. Yeah. So, but this one does have a massive turbocharger and this one has no turbocharger. I think they normally spec them like that because if you have a boosted engine in a limousine and you're sipping champagne and woof, kicks in and it goes. It makes sense. So
I also find it quite funny that even the mice feel sorry if they haven't eaten the wiring.
yeah, that's pretty lucky to be fair. Because if I was a mouse, I would look at that and think that looks like a good meal. Yeah, that looks like a good meal. So under here is not so good. We're going to forget about that. Because when you're inside, you don't think about what's under the engine bay. It is smooth. I'll run you through the plan. So this as you can see, if you didn't watch the other video, this is a 1990 Volvo 740 Saloon, which is basically the ultimate vehicle in the world. Like, it's definitely the best limo I've seen, and it's the only limo I've been in, but it was nice. It's got a lot of leg room, and it's not fast though. It's going to be really good. When we go to events, we'll be able to take all the mechanics, all our friends. Ben says more for more whores. I say more is more. We did have an interior, as you've seen in the last video, but we have one major issue with our limo at the moment. It's a little bit damp inside. Maybe Darren just forgot to close the window. And on second thought, after stripping it all out and finding about 20 litres of water, we've now come to the conclusion that it's the rear window seal.
Okay.
So that's not that bad.
That's fixable.
That's pretty fixable. We can see there's coming some water drops down there. So there's a swimming pool, a water feature.
Gosh, she's a gusher.
Oh gosh. Right, we've got a bit of investigating to do. Aside from the engine, aside from the small water leak, it's pretty much mint. We're going to take the wrap off. Next job we're going to do is we are going to fit the air suspension. Yeah, we're getting air suspension. This is on BC coilovers at the moment.
Yeah.
Actually got here, look, got a box. We'll open that in a minute. We've got BC coilovers. We're going to put the air ride set up because with this long wheelbase, if you slam it, you can't get over anything. So that's going to allow us to run it really low, but still have comfort and be able to get over speed bumps. But most importantly, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to run the air jacks for the Volvo off this, because this is a support vehicle. This isn't just a luxury vehicle that's going to get us to events in style. It's also going to be the race support vehicle. We're going to have our tools, we're going to have our wheels when we're at events. Volvo gets followed by other Volvo. Just that's cool, right?
The dream.
That is the dream. That is the dream, to have two Volvos at one event, one with lots of power and one that's ultimate comfort. Darren did say it was mint under here, so we're about to find out if that's true. One thing though, I have had a slight look. It did go for an MOT and it did pass. It was only a slight advisory on the tyre that was a bit wobbly. Apart from that, we're ready to go. The exhaust definitely has a leak.
It's got, like, you can see where the silencers have been cut out.
Do you think they just got the standard Volvo exhaust and then just cut that? That's the limo extension there. It's about the same width as the door. It's mint. No, to be fair, fairness to Darren, there was a bit of a water leak. But the underneath is actually really good. There's no crust from what I've seen. The jacking points are still there, which on this one, they were completely rusted out. We had two massive holes in the floor of that one. We don't have two massive holes in the floor on this one. Some bits that could have been scraped back and repainted. And the exhaust probably needs changing. But apart from that, it's good.
It is actually pretty good, to be honest.
It's pretty good. The back part of the exhaust is missing. Darren actually said he cut that off and welded onto the wastegate of his drift car at LZ World Tour last year. I'm not sure how he did that, because it's very crusty, but yeah, man, he's actually even treated us to one new brake caliper. And
very nice.
It's very nice of him. He reluctantly gave us one of those. And the BC coilovers are good. So we can sell the BC coilovers. If anyone wants BC coilovers for a 740, hit me up. But yeah, this is the long prop. This is like the world's longest prop shaft for the world's longest Volvo. That's mud. I reckon that's from going through even flow farm. I thought it was going to be, it had the colour of dog shit. But
So you whiffed it anyway.
yeah, well you do, it's like when you smell a fart, you always do another one, don't you?
Yeah.
There we go. Right, underside mint. Nothing needs doing there, pretty much. Cool, so, should we lower it back down? Because it just looks nicer. Check. Oh, right, we're recording. Right guys, so, we've got the car, you've seen the car, it has some work to do. I'm going to show you a few of the things that we have in mind for doing this Volvo. We've already said we bought the mint Volvo with some slight work to do. Second job, suspension. There you go. We have bought a full air ride system to go on. So that's going to be done in the next video. And then when we fitted that, we'll be able to find out how much clearancing on the arches that we're going to need to do. Then we need to decide on wheels. Wheels are the most important part of a car. We're going to look at them quickly and work out what offsets we need, go on the hunt, and yeah, if you have any suggestions, what would you put on the ultimate Volvo limo? Let us know. Should we put big wheels? Should we put little wheels in? I'm thinking something like 15-inch or 16-inch for ultimate lows. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Number 4, interior. What good is a limo without a nice interior? So we've actually taken the interior out and it's damp, so we need to clean that. It's already got the finest Volvo blue interior, so we don't need to redo that, which is good. It's actually quite good condition. But we need cup holders, which we discovered there's not a single cup holder in this limousine. That's because this was for funerals and people don't tend to drink champagne. They don't drink champagne because it's a sad time, but we're going to make this Volvo a happy time, so we need interior cup holders and probably a minibar. So that's going to be, and that I was thinking we could also have all our tools slide out of the back of the minibar. So that's number 4, interior plus tools. And 5, we need a sound system because it's pretty slow and we need to arrive in style. We need to be able to listen to banging beats. So sound system. Sound system. And 6, tyre rack. God, that seems so simple on paper, doesn't it? Let us know what you think. This is what we're doing. Have I missed anything?
Liquid stars on the ceiling, but
oh yeah, that can go interior, yeah. We can think about that later. What would you put in the interior? Not just cup holders. We're thinking LEDs, TV with the PlayStations. We can play Gran Turismo, Toka 1, where they have the Volvos, that'd be cool. Need to fit underground too. All the classics. So now we know what we're doing here. We're gonna update you on what's happening with the Drift Volvo. And of course, can't forget this, number 7, wrap. We've got the matte black at the moment. We have 2 options. Do we wrap it to match the drift cars? Which would look cool, but maybe it's a bit OTT for a luxury limousine.
Support vehicle.
Yeah, I'm still thinking we should keep this one classy. So maybe we go for black again, maybe go gloss back, maybe go satin black. But whatever happens, it needs to come off because that is not a very good wrap. So Arlon are going to hook us up with a sweet wrap on that. And that's number 7. And then, quick winter build, we'll be ready for action to support the Volvos. So, onto the Drift Volvo, the Volvo 720B. We have been doing a lot of maintenance since the last round. We basically went to 3 Sisters and everything broke. So, we've had issues, especially with the exhaust coming loose, cracking. And what actually happened was the oval pipe that we used turned itself round from all the backfiring from the rotary engine. So that was causing a lot of cracks where it was pulling on the welds. But that's now fixed and we've made better hard mounts and added a flexi in there. So we should have no more cracking. So that should be problem solved. What other things we've done? We have, or Ben actually has made a new bumper mount, bumper bar. Yeah. Ben has made a really nice bumper bar, which was needed after I T-boned Ian Biz Phillips in his 350Z. But luckily that was the only damage, so sorted that. The engine bay still looks perfect after, I don't know, how many rounds we do? Like 5, 6, 7 events?
Yeah, 7 events.
She's going good, so nothing really needed to do there. We have, obviously you saw in the last video, we did the air jacket install. We didn't actually finish it in that video, so we've gone round and that's all fully welded in now, painted, and we've tidied up all the hoses, so whereas before it's just like flying through the car, it's now got a really neat job there by Ben. So that was like the main things that we needed to fix. We also found a few leaks in the brakes. If you see in the video with Kevin, he was struggling to lock the handbrake, and we'd actually discovered that the calipers didn't come like fully tightened, so they were actually leaking oil out the middle, which I've never had before, but I've probably never bought new brakes, so maybe that's normal. We've also got this now, so whereas in the other video with the air jack we just had the hose loose. With the air jacks we've now got that easily accessible. You do your fuel, you do your airline, and then we're good to go. New tyres, more drifting, away we go. So yeah, that was kind of like the update on the Volvo, and let's get back to the real better Volvo.
The Limo.
The Limousine. And for those of you who didn't watch the last video, how cool is this? And the aim is to get the limo to power the air jacks from the airlift system. Louis who has had a car on air ride, does not think this is going to work. But I am at least 50% sure. So I don't know.
Make a bet.
We've got to make a bet.
£5.
5 quid.
£5 it goes.
5 quid. I reckon it will work.
Okay.
You say 5 quid it doesn't.
Okay.
And whilst we're at the back, we've actually duplicated the whole rear end in carbon Kevlar. We've had the windows scanned, sides and the back, so we've had new ones made, and if we crash we can now just order them rather than have to spend time making them ourselves. So that's going to set us up for next season when we can do more competitions, because we want the car to look pretty, and we're going to have them rewrapped in that nice Arlan livery so that if we crash we can make it look good again. There was something else I was going to say. Nope, that was it. Right guys, so that is enough waffling from me from one episode. What do you think? We got a sweet ride here, and we're going to turn this into the ultimate support vehicle to support the ultimate Volvo drift car. And what is better than 2 Volvos? I think I've peaked in life. See you on the next one.